Hello, everybody. Welcome in. It's so good to see you all. Welcome in, Cubus and Prodigal and Karzes and Fine Work with Hillock. And over on the YouTube side, Afro Warrior. So good to see you all. Welcome in. Glad to have you here. Thanks for showing up. Thanks for hanging out despite the hour for some of you. My goodness. I apologize. The top hat was a little bit absent. It got used for Halloween costumes. It did not make it back into my office. I apologize. I hope the fedora is sufficient restitution. So good to see you all, guys. Yeah, Merry Christmas to you too, Prodigal. Good to see you all. Congratulations, Karazest, on the first. I hope everyone's doing well. It's so good to see you all. Feel free to leave any updates on any of your projects that you're working on, or just any vibes you want to share. It is great to have you here. Thanks for hanging out. We're going to be checking out tonight a game about feeding a black hole. This is by Aarimous and Thornity. You may know him as CK Darby in the Discord or various other communities. Both of them are very prolific in the Twitch streaming game dev community for different reasons. And this is Thornity's second really big project. He partnered with Sockhouse Studios to build Click and Conquer. And then he partnered here with Aarimous to make a game about feeding a black hole and doing a whole ton of he supported with development, but also did a huge deal with supporting a lot with the business side of things. And you can see, based on the game's success, the amount of wish lists that they had, the content coverage that they got, they have been cooking. Thornity is definitely figuring some stuff out. And it's sitting at 339 very positive reviews on Steam right now. You can go get it at this link. Definitely someone who's kind of figuring some things out. I would recommend listening to him. There's several interviews he's doing online nowadays. Now, he's not going to have the answer for everything, of course, but he's getting a track record of successes, and what you want to look for in people that you take information from are those who are able to have consistency. Are they able to have success repeatedly over time, not just once or twice? So very excited about that, and huge congratulations to them. I'm excited to be checking this out today. We're going to do a little breakdown of it, and we'll see how far we get. So good to see you, Mothman. Welcome in. Vacation until mid-January. That's amazing. Kalu Kalei, thank you, Mothman. Appreciate that. Feed the black hole. Absolutely. That's where we're going. A 5-stream streak. My goodness. This marks a grandiose moment where Fox has streamed enough for me to make a stream worthy of announcement. Hear ye, hear ye. The Prodigal has made it a week's worth of streaks. Oh, man. Telling you, I'm just waiting for this startup I'm at to fly off the rails, make us rich beyond our wildest dreams, and then I'm retiring and we're going back to doing this full time. My goodness. Game is amazing. I beat 3 of the modes out right now. No kidding, Blades. Good to see you as well. Welcome in and say hello to Mrs. Blades for us. Rich beyond insanity. I want the amount of wealth that I no longer have to consider earthly concerns, and I can just spend all day with you fine folks and try and build Foxhole Games up into what we wanted it to be. So, all right, take care, Cubus. Thank you so much for hanging out. Hope you're doing well. Say hi to everyone over there for us, and hope you get some good rest. All right, let's start off as we always do with the main menu screen. Very simple aesthetic. It's using the level itself, which is always fun to do. I always like it when games do that a little bit. They kind of have the opening screen be that first level and kind of take you straight in. They're doing that here. I think it works very well. Compositionally, it works. We got our thirds here. Or not quite thirds, but this is a very, I would guess fifths, right? So you got 1/5 empty, 1/5 empty, and then 3/5 being the asteroids and everything. It looks very nice. Nice typographic logo here, kind of getting bigger and bigger. That ties into the incremental theme. And then black hole being the biggest thing, which of course, you know, is like the interesting part of the title. So makes sense to have that be the biggest part. Good typography, good graphic design there. These buttons feel a little bare bones to me. It's just that plain gray background with rounded corners. Feels like maybe a little bit more could be done there, but like it's functional, it works, it's just fine. I still think, guys, I still don't know why you have like join the Discord in words. I feel like having the Discord icon is such a pattern nowadays. I don't know, I'd be curious to see what metrics they're pulling off of that. And then press kit as well. Feels a little weird to have in the main menu just right here. Like, it's calling attention away from settings, which seems like an odd decision to me. In my opinion, these two could be icons somewhere in a corner, and then settings could kind of stand on its own. But that's just me. What'd you say about full-time? Oh, no, I was saying that this startup I'm a part of is going to take off. It's going to become wildly rich, and then I can retire and do this full-time. It's just dreaming. Just dreaming. Just finished Wild Growth by Kebab Skull. So this is going to be the next addiction. Nice. Very cool, Cubus. Very good incrementals too. I'll have to check that out. I'm always on the look for great new incrementals. I've been playing a lot of Perfect Tower 2, for example, and that's been a really unfortunate addiction, but really good. Wild Growth. Oh, yes, I have this on my wish list. I saw Quantic playing this and Indie Buffet playing this, and it looks great, where you're like an MMO healer sort of thing. Yeah, that's on the list for sure. Okay, so that's about all there is to say about the main menu. It works, play. Once again, I feel like you really want play, like, to be really stand out. And right now, join the Discord is definitely the thing that stands out the most. It's just the biggest, calls attention away, but like, whatever, let's dive in. Ooh, that was a nice little transition. So, by the way, I do have to call out the settings as well, kind of sliding off to the side. I did play around with this a little bit before. Good settings all around. We could use some chunking in here to make it look a little bit better, but it's got all the settings you would like, and they work just fine. But I love that slide animation. And then when you hit play, sliding down, I like that too. That's another nice thing where you have different parts of, like, different geographical areas of the menu serving different roles. That's always kind of fun to bring into. So conceptually, I really like this menu. The only kind of miss for me are those buttons. It's a small miss, in my opinion. Very small. I already ordered your congrats on retirement cake. No takesies backsies. Oh, that's super cute. We'll do it someday, Karzest. Just you wait. We'll make it happen. So it looks like there's a bunch of different modes. I knew they were planning on doing it, and it looks like some of these are coming soon. Okay, cool. So there's gonna be like a reason to keep on coming by, almost like episodic content delivery. I think that's an interesting way to approach this. Roguelike mode, cool. Very excited about that. I have long wanted a roguelike incremental. Very cool. And then there's these 3 different modes. Great. I like the simple iconography. I'm sure that these are, except for this asteroid icon, I'm sure they did not make these icons. These are just from an icon library, and they've made them look really nicely. Paired it with typography, this sort of transparent black that takes on the color behind it, so it feels very cohesive. My only complaint here is that, like, the text of the title feels like it needs to stand out a little bit more to hierarchically represent, hey, these are the titles of them, but it's a fairly small thing. And also feels like there's way too much space here on this. I don't know, it feels a little like here makes a little more sense. I don't know, I would probably tighten this up a little bit, but Mothman Frabjus, I love it. Thank you for that 5 stream streak. I love that. All right, this is the main game mode, a short incremental mode about feeding a black hole matter by destroying asteroids, planets, and stars. This is a little confusing. Why do we have previous, next, play, and back, especially in this order? If I had to guess, I would guess that previous and next are going to control the order here, although I've just been using the scroll wheel. And play would be to, like, start, and then back is back to the main menu. Ooh, that is really awkward. I would highly recommend back being up here in the upper left, previous and next being above this play button, and being directional arrows. Then you don't have to worry about translation or anything. and adding even like a little scroll bar or something underneath these tiles. Just so it's super clear what each of these things really correlate to, and then you can have your play button be a really big play button and call a lot more attention to it. Yeah, that is just awkward. Okay, play. Here we go. Feed the black hole. I do anything that a game tells me to, so we click on it. It turns into cash money. That green is a little dark to read on this, but also I'm doing it in dark mode. The default is light mode. Time to go upgrade achievement. Finish a session in the main game mode. 100% of players have that achievement. So we've got a little breakdown here. Nice, it's feeling good. Little baby black hole. Breaker damage. Breaker clicks. I don't totally know what breaker means. I'm assuming it's my clicks. Useless manual clicks. So those are like, what, misses? How did I get to 48 misses? Asteroids, that red, you can see it's really hard on the contrast. It's so dark, and the background is also dark, that it's just not, like, it's really hard to read that, like, 48. It's rough on the eyes. Similar thing with that green from before. This green, I think, works all right, although it's still a little low on the contrast. I'd feed this through a contrast checker plugin to really confirm that. Yeah, but this is nice. The upgrades, the shift in the space, having it separated in its own box does make it feel a little bit like it's its own thing apart from upgrades, when I'm sure really it's a shortcut. And probably most people are going to think it's a shortcut. These are just little minor micro things that can add up over the course of an experience. All right. You don't have to click the mouse button yourself. That's what that means. Really? Useless wait, what? Really? But it says breaker click. All right, let's go to the upgrades. Let's see what... Maybe that'll enlighten me a little bit. So we got our nice little controls tutorial down there. That's nice. Fairly simple so far. I wouldn't mind a little hoverable, like say, "This is you." I don't know, whatever. Not a thing. Session timer, plus 2 seconds. Great. And breaker radius going up. Great. Let's do it. So, okay, so it just does it automatically. Okay. Double dash. Destroy 2 asteroids at one time. Main game mode. Okay. Grab these 2 and that guy. All right. Great. So we got $9 that time. Let's go and get some more upgrades. We can't. Looks like they don't stack, so you don't like do 2 out of 10 or something here. We're just buying it. More radius or number of asteroids. Breaker damage. Ooh, that seems nice. If that can like reduce the number of ticks. It did by 1. I mean, that's nice. I'll take 1 less tick. I mean, we're definitely destroying this place now. But it's still very nice and quiet, chill. I see that little indicator there to see like how much, how far we're pushing forward. $10. Earn $10 in a session main game mode. We're still at 100% of people getting these achievements. So people are getting past the initial stage, which is a really great thing you can do for your Steam analytics, or rather for your game analytics. If you don't necessarily want to build out a lot of telemetry and everything, you can use your Steam achievements and put them at strategic places to measure how far people get. Okay, more radius, more asteroids, 300, 1.0 Q. Okay, we're escalating quickly. Great. This is gonna be way more money. Start a session with over 50 asteroids. Aren't I so productive? Getting all the juicy brain chemicals going. All right, nice. Great. Definitely getting closer at $26. More asteroids? More asteroids. Next up, we'll get the damage, but like, yeah, that's gonna be chunky. Just like the milk I forgot to put away last night. Awesome. Cool. Yeah, I mean, this is feeling good, right? Like, you're seeing big improvement steps. It's nice. Let's go ahead and get damage increase, crit damage, crit chance. Sure, we'll go with crit chance. Feed the black hole. Great, we're one-shotting them, so that's gonna massively spike how much we're able to accomplish here. Just trying to subconsciously parse out the big groups. And I like the little, if you notice on every tick, it is kind of pulsing the reticle out. That's nice. That's nice. All right. Breaker speed sounds fantastic. More asteroid size? Asteroid size. Okay, so it'll just be bigger so they're easier to hit. All right, take care, Blades. Best of luck with the kids. And we'll buy this, sure. Alrighty. I don't know that I'm... Oh, so not only do they get bigger, which I didn't really notice, but I'm definitely noticing that they're not dying in one tick anymore. So bigger also is shorthand for tougher. And it looks like they are giving double the amount of money that the original did. So you're kind of incentivized to go after them, but also it's kind of a pain because now they're not dying in one hit. So I'm starting to kind of wonder, you know, where do I spend my money or spend my time? My goodness, I am going a whole lot faster here. The black hole must grow. Feed the black hole enough to cause it to grow. I don't see it grow. I did see the cool blast effect that came out for it, but I didn't notice any like visual effects on the black hole itself. I wouldn't have minded that. Yeah. More damage, more speed. Let's clear out a level. This is like a metronome. I'm in drum practice. All right. Rad. And more asteroid mass. Don't know what that means. We are definitely getting a lot of expansion. You can see a lot of polish that's gone in, right? Every time you buy something, really nice animations, nice little shakes when you hover over things, with the border, the double border, that light gray and then the dark gray. Once again, because they're planning for dark and light modes. The nice animation that furls out when you buy things, it doesn't just flick on. They took the time to animate it out and have that look nice. Good background. It's just a gradient. It's just a circular gradient, like a bean-shaped gradient. And then these little particle effects very subtly in the background. It's super simple, but it has a really good illusion. The drop shadow on this bar down here, like these are super basic techniques that they're just using to very good effect. That's just good design right there. Okay, so that's mass. They're way tougher. Okay, so there's mass and there's size, but they're just two ways to increase the health and reward of the asteroids. Okay. Great, more damage. Feed the black hole. I do like how quickly they get you back into it. That was one thing that I did kind of struggle with Click and Conquer, is just the time it takes to start a run. I mean, it's not like massive, but it's just long enough with that intro cinematic and everything that it did wear on me after a while. So I'm glad they learned from that and like speed it up. They didn't get rid of the cinematic, they just rush it in. Hey, it's Jessica. Good to see you over on YouTube. Welcome in. So good to see you. Yeah, I've been watching some Crispy Sense recently. Seeing some of the stuff that he's been up to. He plays a lot of games that I don't ever really see. So it's fun to keep up with him and see how he's doing. Thanks for jumping in. It's good to see you. Welcome in. Music hitting? Yeah, I'm liking the music. I wonder if they got someone to do the music or if this is from a pack somewhere. In any case, really like it. Critical damage chance up. Asteroid mass. Great, we're making it harder to win. This is where I start to get a little nervous. I'm starting to wonder, am I handicapping myself with certain upgrades? Should I not be buying the most immediate things? Should I be holding out a little bit? I'm not totally sure. Wonder how much money we're going to get out of this run. That'll kind of help me evaluate, because I've just been buying stuff willy-nilly. 370, 317, that's not bad. That's not bad. But that's $1 billion for the Comet Spawn chance. We're not saving up 300 at a time for a billion. It's been a while since I've been in math, but I think a billion divided by 300 is more than I have time for tonight. So time added when black hole grows plus 3 seconds. That sounds great. This is a PC only game. I believe it's only on Steam. Ooh, that is a good question. Let me check that real quick. Right after this, I'll check. I believe if it's not already, I think they are planning on trying to do console releases, but I'm not 100% sure. Let me check. Game about feeding a black... Because this would go hard on, like, Switch, right? Let's see. Okay, yeah, it looks like it is Steam only right now. Well, I could totally see something like this going hard on Switch. Absolutely. Is the music progressing with you? I think it is. I think it is, Afro, because in the settings, there's a shuffle music option. So I think they do have a sort of dynamic music system where it starts off very chill, and then as you progress, it gets more and more intense. I like that a lot. Because it'd be fun on mobile? Totally. I know a lot of devs don't like mobile. Mobile's really hard to monetize. There was a game called Night of the Full Moon. They launched on Android, and it was a really great roguelike deck builder, and they did a phenomenal job. They built all sorts of modes and had very ethical business practices, like no microtransactions. It was like expansions with a new mode, new cards, all sorts of stuff. And there was some sort of issue. I forget what it was, but there was some drama over Android that kind of cost this small indie team in Japan tons of money, and it soured them very heavily on Android, and they just kind of stopped caring about Android, which is a real bummer. There can be some gotchas on there, and the community is very different compared to PC and console gaming. So you gotta kind of be aware of what you're getting into. Asteroids spawn when the black hole grows. Spawn when the black hole grows? That sounds good. Can't say at a time when an asteroid is destroyed? I mean, we're definitely going for that. We're doing that way more than we're feeding the black hole, or than we're growing the black hole right now. And we've got a ton of asteroids that we're just leaving on the table every single run. Yeah, that music is definitely progressing. It's getting... if I may venture a term, boppier as we push forward. Just add time when an asteroid is destroyed. More chance to add time. Let's spawn a new asteroid when an asteroid is destroyed. This is Matryoshka doll asteroids. Okay. And I know it's not Matryoshka, it's like Matryoshka or something, but I'm afraid if I try to say things with any sort of accent, it will make me sound even whiter than just saying it the white way. All right. That was pretty good. 500? Let's get some more asteroids on the field. That crit is really speeding things up. At this point, I'd be looking at, like, how do we get more crit chance? Because that is changing these from, like, 3 hits to 1, which is a big deal. Oh, I think we just got the second black hole growth. Cool, that's a new record for us on the runs. Okay. How much is this? 10,000? Yeah, I mean, we'll be kind of reaching that sort of soon, but we'll keep going. Oh, I don't want to upgrade mass right now. Let's keep on going with our... Oh, we're getting into percentage with asteroid mass. Okay. Click and feeds have a vibe to them. Kind of. Like, I wouldn't describe it strictly as a rhythm game, but there is something kind of rhythmy about it, right? Because you do not control when the ticks happen, right? So it is, you know, you could roughly describe it as a rhythm game, but kind of only incidentally. Like, I don't feel super heavily, like, rewarded or penalized if I hit the ticks, other than I'm breaking things a little bit more. There's no, like, oh, you missed a beat you didn't hit something on one of the beats, and so you suffer some sort of penalty, like you would see in a different game, right? All right. Should have gotten damage. Oh, look at this. We got yellows. Okay. We're starting to taste the rainbow, or at least getting the black hole to taste the rainbow. Get it? It's a science joke, because light can't escape a black hole. So like a rainbow would, it would be like the Skittles. It would do the. You got it, right? PS1 Tetris vibes. Yeah. Music and sound effects are really pulling me in. Nice. Beat bit. That was a ton of money. Holy cow. We're in the thousands now. We're going to be getting to electric asteroids here pretty soon. No idea what that means. Increased damage, increased speed, increased speed. Love it. We're going to be a machine gun. Not quite a machine gun, but definitely, like, picking up the pace. Yeah, and I don't think that our ticks here are matching up in any sort of way according to the music. I don't think that is what is changing the music. I'm not totally sure what is triggering the change in the music, but it's not tick speed. Breaker speed, excuse me. Wetrix. Oh, man. Now, that's a name I haven't heard in a long time. Gosh, Wetrix. That brings back the memories. Oh, we're a green now. Look at that. And the reds are gone. We're no longer in the early game. Our initial size is already gone. So I'm really curious what they're going to do with the roguelike mode, right? I looked at a lot of the reviews before jumping in tonight, and some of the people complained that, like, some of the thresholds that you go from in the game feel very forced. And so, like, obviously we're going to be going to this when we start hitting 10,000, and it's like this big jump either in power or difficulty. And so people felt kind of railroaded and felt a little bit stuck in the pattern. So I'm curious how a roguelike mode might kind of support that. They did also put out a patch just yesterday that is supposed to help ease some of those transitions a little bit. So I'm curious to see how we feel about it today. Didn't you pin link to the game? I went to check out to Steam Pay-ish. Yeah, let me throw it in here, and we'll get it pinned in Twitch, and we'll have that over in. Yeah, absolutely. Let's just get all of these. I like upgrades. All of those seem like really good calls. Look at that. Woo! We already went up 2 stages in the black hole. I can tell that at a certain point, it's going to be leveling up so fast that this whole screen is just going to be like you just dunked your head in an aquarium because you're trying to find Nemo. This is going to get wacky. I'm curious how they handle the issue of visual noise as this gets further and further. All right, we got size 3. Love it. All right. One more run, and then we have kind of maxed out this branch, and we're going to move to electric asteroids. Very excited. Now I'm getting to the point where I'm not even like paying attention to how much money I'm getting. I'm trusting that I'm getting money that is worthwhile from all these things. I might look at it more if I could actually read the money amounts, but like we said, the typography is really low contrast. It's pretty hard to spot exactly what these are. Great, 15 grand. Electric asteroids. I don't know what these are. Let's go find out. There's electricity. Okay, so it's chain lightning. I remember that from the demo. Okay, great. I forgot that it was the asteroids themselves that did it, not like a proc-based chance, like a critical hit on your weapon, on your breaker, excuse me. Cool. Yeah, I remember chain lightning being super satisfying. I think there's a lot of potential for that in like a roguelike mode. This is the sort of thing that you start to think, oh, I can totally envision builds, like Diablo-style builds in an incremental game, which is astonishing. I am fascinated with that concept, and I really hope that this roguelike mode kind of pushes some of that buildness in there. For a long time, incrementals have kind of just been a solved problem where kind of like speedrunning, right? People find out what the most optimal direction is, and then that is the way to play the game. And stuff like this, it starts to break that mold, which is like the evolution of a genre. Very exciting. Just got new achievement, 10,000, earned $10,000 in a session. Only 99.9% of players have earned that achievement. So we're hitting an elite group of people now. We should all feel very proud of ourselves. We have successfully passed 0.01% of the population. So we can no longer say someone out there, or I'm the worst one. There's no one out there worse than me at this. So you give yourselves a round of applause. You deserve it. And this lightning is interesting because I'm almost starting to try and find like what are lightning meteors that have low durability, right? I'm looking for like red meteors with lightning because I smack that and it deals damage not based on the health of the meteor, but a flat damage. It's doing 3 damage right now. So why not look for the quick procs of that, right? Like a green one of those is kind of the worst case scenario for us right now. That's really interesting. It does kind of drive you to start thinking of things a little bit differently. I love that. I remember the electricity was one of the things that I found most interesting in the demo, and I know that there's like a lot more stages than this, and after the demo's success, they really kept building it up and into alternative modes and all these other cool things, and I hope that is going to carry through into the main mode. Yeah, I just went to look at it, and it totally gave me Wetrix vibes. Just need the announcer saying stuff. Also reminds me of the PS1 and 64 Pong. Like, this would sit with those games pretty well. I could see that, like an old arcade cabinet row of machines with those games all lined up. They would fit in next to each other. Okay, let's get more electricity damage. Definitely starting to get more colorful. It feels like confetti at a birthday party. More so than asteroids. That's just fine. Some people may interpret that as a problem. It's not. I look forward to seeing all the different kinds of colors. I know that we're going to get some things beyond asteroids. We saw some things, I think, about like meteors and planets. Curious to see how that adds visual interest. I'd love to see like nebula, big nebula kind of in the background to bring some color into the background. I think there's a lot that could be done to progressively enhance the aesthetic of the game as well as the mechanics. They've done something special here where every new upgrade branch gets my mind racing about what could be. And I don't get that necessarily all the time in a lot of incrementals. I think a lot of incrementals focus overly on mechanics and on what traditionally a lot of incremental fans have really loved, which is automation, scripting your own custom AI stuff. Right? There's multiple games where that is a key feature of it. And here, I love that they've taken the approach of simplicity and approachability and saying, what just like feels good? What feels fun? What feels exciting? And then they keep on building off of that rather than saying, how do we make this more complex? How do we introduce a new layer of, technical complexity where now you have a factory that you have to manage and it's on top of all the other things you've been doing in the incremental. And the factory has to link up to the shipyard, and the shipyard delivers things every 12 hours, but, like, that's fun, that can be totally fun, but I love this far more approachable, approach, you know? It's almost like, what if, like, Blizzard during its good days, what if the good Blizzard made an incremental? You know, what if Apple made an incremental is like closer to what this game feels like than a, how do we make this even more mechanically complex? This is just, how do we make it interesting enough where you're making good decisions, but where every moment is feeling great and you're not stymied. It's great. Programmer Jeff, hello, so good to see you. Yeah, we're feeding it. We're working on it. We love Katamari. Start with junk and debris, build up to planets and galaxies. Yeah. There's definitely something to that formula, right? That concept of scale is very powerful. And electricity is already kind of popping off. You can see we're getting quite a lot going on. Ooh, I think we just got another black hole level that I don't know that we've gotten in the past. This has got to be a ton of money for us, right? That one felt really good. That was a good run. Woo! 37,000! Nice! We got to size 4. I do think that is a new record. Yeah, Programmer Jeff, good to see you. How have you been recently, friend? What have you been up to? Chance to fork? Yeah, fork it. This does have a demo. Yes, it does. Very nice. I love the graphics, gooey, and the juice is good. Love the lightning. Yeah, totally. I'm really excited to see how it kind of develops over time. They've got 3 different modes for the game. As of right now, we're playing in the main mode that you need to beat in order to unlock everything else. But there's all sorts of modes that they are planning to release, like 1 a day, I think, over the course of the next couple of weeks. One of them is a roguelike mode, which I'm really curious to see what that is. Lots of cool stuff. And Endo, so good to see you over on YouTube. Welcome in. How are you doing? Like how you're almost making a song with the clicking. Yeah, totally. Doing well, just working hard. Good. Good for you, man. Anything exciting that you've been up to you want to talk about or anything? And are you still working at McDonald's? Numbers go up. Unlock 50 upgrades in the main game mode. Buzzy, so good to see you, friend. Welcome in. How are you tonight? I think you should stop being a good dev, take the money and run. Yeah, totally. Yeah, I think this is being a big W for Aarimous and Thornity, for sure. I think they found a good formula, they built it really quickly, and they've been managing the business side of it really well as well. So just a huge W, big case study, I think, for all of us to learn from, 100%. Keep my chats on Twitch to make it easier for you. You're good. We got some friends over in YouTube right now. No worries. Learning about shaders. Oh, shaders are so cool. I have an entire course on shaders that, like, I did the first third to a half of, and it broke my brain and instantly massively leveled up my ability as a game dev. Shaders are incredible. I'm so excited. Been working at a local mini-mart for a year now. No kidding. Super happy at my new job. Still working on Space Trader game, but taking a side project with lights and Twitch chat integration. We'll see what happens. Oh, nice. A side project with lights and Twitch chat integration. Like, are you building that like software for a streamer or something? So happy for him. Classic tale of an overnight success that took years. Totally, yeah. And you can really see how Click and Conquer was kind of like the seed for a lot of this. 100%. Jeez. All right, I'm watching people do magic with them. Yeah. Have you seen like the shader competitions? Where they just like sit 2 people in front of computers and they say you have 20 minutes, like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever, to make art with shaders. And they'll code these like insane graphical animations of giant octopuses flying through the sky to music. Like, it's crazy. Made an OpenGL pipeline shader playground a while back. Oh, nice. Yeah, if anyone is wanting to like get more into OpenGL, Programmer Jeff is one of the best people I know. Like, he is constantly diving into the raw stuff. And go check out his YouTube channel to see all sorts of crazy displays of technical skill from Programmer Jeff. I really, every single time I see what he's done, it's just mind-blowing. Shaders make the world go round. Yeah. I'd like to make something that I can leave running or streaming while I go to work. Oh, nice. Cell shading. Yeah, totally. That shader competition sounds amazing. Do you have any links? Oh, man. Let me see if I can find something. Programmer Jeff, you've earned it. Like, you do wizardry with OpenGL. I'm not gonna lie, I don't even totally know what OpenGL is. I just know it's way lower level than I ever want to deal with directly. Yeah. Okay. Hold on. We're gonna check this out real quick. Look at this. That's really loud, isn't it? We've got these three people on a stage, and they're just free coding shaders, and then like this is the result at the very end of kind of where they're getting to.
And 20 seconds left.
When your rendering has a lot of
It's
noise, add some more noise to
crazy.
try to
I
make it
can't
look
even
intentional, right?
fathom all that they're doing here. Like this guy, look at like an actual squid.
Nicer rendering.
It's
When it's
bonkers. Absolutely bonkers. So definitely go check that out. Here's the link for anyone interested in exploring that a little bit more. OpenGL is low-level GPU graphics, points, lines, triangles, shaders, and effects. Oh my, yeah. The sort of stuff that like my older brother did when he was getting into game dev 30 years ago. Absolutely. Look at that, right? Isn't it bonkers? Let's see. Let me... Music volume is so low. Let's get some of these low-hanging fruit options here. But definitely feeling really powerful, right? I'm feeling like I've got a druid build going. I've been looking at Path of Exile 2 and the new league and the druid character because I'm always such a sucker for any sort of shape-changing character. Like, oh man, I gotta go play that. I'm feeling the druid here, is what I'm saying. It feels good. It feels great. Man, we like outpaced the asteroids. That's crazy. That chain lightning is going bonkers. There's that link. I'll definitely check that out tonight. Yeah, man, absolutely. So how's your job IRL? Hope it's going well. You sound happy. Well, thank you. Yeah, it's awesome to hear. I appreciate that. It's going well. We're kind of like... The next month is going to be a big decider of if we're able to build the things we need to build, then it's going to take off and explode. And that's the good thing, is everyone wants what we have. We just need to finish having it. Great place to be in for a startup. Yeah. Those wizards make me feel dumb as a software engineer. I hear you. Like... And it's not even just coding ability. It's like artistic talent, too, and musical talent, because they're syncing this up to the beats and creating visual compositions. Like, it's such a bizarre blending of skills that highlights what a crazy world we live in. It's really impressive. 100%. Oh, I need more lightning. Give me juice. Daddy needs his juice. Yes. More time on the clock. Come on. Come on. Yeah. It's looking good. It's looking good. Come on. Ah. That was pretty good. Up to level 6. Nearly 500,000 income. Pretty good. Moving at a good clip. Increase asteroid mass. And then 450k chance to spawn a golden asteroid. That sounds good. Let's get damage and then speed. Sure. All right, take care, programmer Jeff. Ooh, we got purples. Don't forget your purples. Shout out to all the Orconomics fans. That's what, 15k for purple compared to like 3 for the blues, 2.5 for the blues. Pretty good return. Jeez. Okay. Well, that was insanely productive. Nice. 878k? Let's figure out what golden asteroids do. More asteroids! Okay, we're getting outlines on things. And those are the golden. Okay. So it's gold, and then they have an outline of the density of the asteroid that they have. Okay, sure. That makes sense. The outline's a little hard to see. I Wouldn't mind that being thicker or having some other way to mark it, but like, you know, whatever. Like, everything is happening so fast at this point. Does it really matter? I don't think so. We're getting gold dollars instead of green dollars. Is that a new currency? If so, I wouldn't mind a different, like, dollar sign currency formatting. Because right now I don't know if it's just, like, extra money or different money. Okay, earn $1 million in a session. We're at 95.1%. We are fighting back the population here. So asteroid matter. Now we have planet cores, star plasma. I think that's been here the whole time, right? Asteroid matter. I would love to have... No, money from golden asteroids. 92,000. I guess I still don't really understand what a golden asteroid is. Golden asteroid bonus money scale. So is the idea that they're going to eventually be providing a lot more money? Like, we're going to be able to scale how much a golden asteroid gives much quicker than normal asteroids? Is that kind of the idea behind them? Because right now, like, they're giving, I don't know, maybe more, but not like a ton. But this is getting very satisfying very fast, right? You can see, like, how far we've come in, what, less than an hour? And that's with me taking a lot of distractions to hang out with chat. Hey, speak of the devil, Thornity, good to see you. Welcome in, friend. How you doing? Let's buy some upgrades. I don't know. Asteroid mass. Abraham Lincoln, no mass. George Washington, no mass. If you know, you know. Yeah, Thornity, huge congratulations on the launch. I'm sure you've got some very spicy numbers you've been crunching on this, and it's been a lot of effort from both you and Aarimous to get this off the ground, so huge congratulations to you guys. Couldn't be happier for you. We've been talking about how you can kind of see the evolution of things from Click and Conquer to this, and it's really, really impressive. We're just super excited for you guys. All right. Golden asteroid bonus crit money scale. So now we're at the billions. Q billion, 101 million. So that's probably going to be the next area we approach after we kind of clear out this last little branch, is upgrading asteroids to planets, whatever that means. All right. I mean, we're already, what, blasting through 4 black hole stages kind of immediately? I'd be curious what a speed run of this might look like. Like, how much... Because there's going to be a good amount of skill of, like, making sure you're targeting the right clusters. But I'm curious how much, like, the upgrade pass that you choose would actually impact the speed at which you push through things. Also, we're getting a ton of money from those golden. 326,000? We get 17.8 million from that? Okay. Great. Let's get both of those things. We're still growing out, huh? This is getting big. It's getting to be a big tree. Definitely bigger than the demo had. Holy cow. We're zooming out, right? Like, I feel like we're a lot more zoomed out than we used to be, and I haven't even noticed that until just barely. Can't say long, but saw this. Game is on a rocket ship. So glad, Thornity. Congrats. Huge congrats. Thanks for coming in and saying hi. It's good to see you, friend. Another... Oh, we got so close to the next stage. So close. Biggest complaint is the tree is too linear, but we accepted that as the game a long time ago. Sure, yeah. That makes a lot of sense. And it's, I've been talking a lot about how I saw that there's going to be a roguelike mode you guys are planning on releasing soon. Really curious about that. I started the stream off by saying how much I have longed for someone to bring an incremental game into a sort of roguelike experience and to see what that might be like. So I'm really curious to see you guys' take on it. Because, yeah, right now, this is a very nice, satisfying, rewarding experience that is going to satisfy, I would wager, most incremental fights. Ooh, miniature milestone. Throw the black hole enough times in one session to reach the miniature milestone. Okay. Milestone reached. Cool. 1 out of 7. So now I'm getting kind of Norp Apolog vibes, right? Like you're trying to reach a certain amount of income per second type sort of idea. In order to beat that level, and then you progress to the next level. Completion reward of 100 million. Very cool. Okay. So we could try and save up for asteroids to planets. I think I'm going to go ahead and get... Oh, upgrade asteroids to planets. Upgrade asteroids to planets. Oh, that's quantity. So now there's going to be 22 planets instead of 22 asteroids. Okay, interesting. Cool. Breaker damage. A huge upgrade to breaker damage. Holy cow. Breaker bonus damage to planets. Wow. Okay. Yeah, let's get both of those. Sounds great. Look at those guys. Look at all these planets. This is not a good planet, solar system here. Was that Earth destroy a planet? Yeah, there's if that many planets are together, we're doing them a favor by putting them out of their misery, is all I'm saying. How much does that give? 285k? So, like, a good amount, but not the best thing that we have available to us right now. So naturally, let's get more of them. Chance to spawn a moon. Buffs breaker speed and radius. Okay. Just the existence of moons increases your radius? Oh, planets can't be electric. We don't have an upgrade like saying planets can become electric. Okay. Definitely going to be looking for that upgrade soon. But our income is like, it's still improving. 60 billion, sheesh, and 20 billion. Okay, so we're definitely like over here now. Gosh. So we got moons. Oh, we're picking them up? Do I have to breaker them? And then that picks them up and they're like a short time buff? Are they attached to planets? And then when I blow up the planet, I get the moon for a short amount of time. Okay. I wouldn't mind some type of animation when the moon expires. Right now, it looks like it just kind of turns off, and I wouldn't mind. We've had so many good animations up until this point. Let's ease into that a little bit. Moon buff scale for breaker speed and radius. Let's just get better damage. Always going to be a good idea. Jeez. Got 4 and 5. We got a billion? A billion moons? No wonder they all crashed into each other and exploded and left me wanting. Yeah, I'm excited to see what kind of the buff is. So I'm getting that maybe the planets buff mechanic. So the asteroids are the electricity, and the planets are going to be the moon. So like each stage is going to have its own unique buff associated with it, which I think that's cool if that's kind of how it's going to work out. Planets spawn when the black hole grows. That sounds nice. Let's get some of these upgrades. So improve the buff a little bit, get planets popping up a little bit more often. Still definitely looking for those asteroids to clear house really quickly until we can get the moons to pop off. Okay, this is definitely popping. Interesting. I can see it's shaping my behavior already, which is an exciting and cool thing. Rad. How much did we get there? 39 million, a little bit less. Main moon buff scale for breaker radius, and then planet size 1 to 3. So that's going to make it harder to break, more money, right? If I'm remembering the nomenclature correctly. I'm not noticing the size increase. I mean, I guess I can tell that it increases a little bit, but we're not at the point where it's making a massive difference quite yet. At least it doesn't feel like a massive difference. It might mathematically be a big difference, but it doesn't feel like a big difference quite yet. Planet spawn, black hole growth, sure. Breaker bonus damage to planets seems good, but 280 million, that's going to take a while. So we're definitely going to go for the planet size next. I do like how sprawling this tech tree is. Like, I feel like there's going to be a good amount of game here, which is fun. I've been a big fan of these micro incrementals for a while, but I have started to kind of feel a little bit sad when it's like, okay, I kind of get the idea of things. I can tell where this is going. I'm just going to be getting kind of stronger from here on out. I'm not going to get any new mechanics. But these different branches and everything are working very well to get me excited about what the next upgrade is going to be. It's not just going to be more money. It's not just going to be automating something. It's going to be something that feels cool, that will change the way that I play it a little bit. Breaker bonus damage to planets, great. Moon buff scale for breaker speed, great. Yeah, definitely want that. I want to make those moons really feel impactful. It does still feel like the smart thing is to aim for electricity. Like, we're not at the point where the moon buffs are overtaking electricity in terms of power quite yet. So it is a little bit of a bummer when it's like, oh, convert asteroids to planets. I'd rather just add planets. I'd like to keep the electricity because that's definitely still doing a huge amount of work for us. More damage. As much as I want to make that moon feel great, I'd love to just kill things instantly. All the time. And not have to rely on a very short-lived moon buff. I'd love to find some sort of like moons stick around for longer, because it does seem like you only get like a couple of attacks with the moon buff before it kind of disappears. Okay. How much money? That felt like a good one. Yeah, not 84 mil. That's the best one we've had so far. More scaling on the moon. Okay, yeah, I'm kind of starting to feel it now. Yeah, this is feeling good. Especially when, like, I lose it because I don't have any planets to draw from anymore. I definitely feel that slowdown pretty heavily. Okay, that was a good one. How much did we get there? 100 million, another new record. Great. Swing over to here. Moon buff scale for breaker race. Great. Love it. More scaling. And then up to planet mass. We're going to start hooking up with this branch over here soon. Very excited. Ooh, okay. When we start getting a bunch of them, it's getting real spicy. There is definitely, and I did read this in the reviews, and I do agree that there is a sort of almost awkwardness around, like, I'm moving to a new stage, out of the asteroids, into the planets, and, like, you feel like you take a bit of a step back. And we talk about that a lot, about dramatic tension arcs, right? That you want people to feel rises in tension and lowers in tension. And that kind of taking a step back definitely lowers that feeling of power. So you do get that sort of sense of variance, which is nice. But I think for some people, that feels a little bit too much like I just am worse now without having to think about it very much. It's not engaging. It is variance, but it's not an engaging variance necessarily. It kind of makes you feel like the previous things that you've purchased are less important. So that's an interesting sort of effect to observe there. Oh, we're getting orange planets now. So not only do you have to have variance in tempo, but also you have to make sure that that variance in tempo does not negatively affect the experience of, like, wow, I got like half of what I've gotten in the past on that one. That was a really bad run. Goodness. That's really interesting to observe. Okay. Yeah, I am getting to the point where I'm starting to kind of focus a little bit more on moons than I am on asteroids. Like, I'm definitely trying to keep my eye out on asteroids, on electricity asteroids, but I do feel getting those heavy moon phases really, it feels way more impactful. Spawn a moon, buffs, so more moons, just period. Great. Go, great. Getting more moons, loving it. Come on, give me the moons. Yeah, I'm definitely feeling it when the moons run out. I think we're probably a little bit past the tipping point now of moons are more valuable than electricity, that is a cool feeling to like experience and play through. Bonus damage to planets? Sure. Like, I think we're kind of one-shotting all the asteroids anyways, so extra damage purely by itself, not as important as, like, a big damage boost to planets. Especially if we can get to the point where we are getting red planets broken in one tick. That would be huge. That would make moons even more powerful. Planet size, okay. We're gonna be in orange planets now, or yellow planets rather. Oh, I'm running out of moons. Spawn more moons, please. I need the juice. Oh gosh, so slow. All right. It's 172 mil. Great. Wow, that was like 148 to 348. That's more than doubling our damage. Yeah, we're demolishing these red planets now. Holy cow. Going moon collecting. Sheesh. I would almost love it if there was like a maximum amount of moons you could collect, and if you collect beyond that, some other cool effect happens, like little explosions or something, or moons fuse together and make super moons that last longer. I don't know. That seems like a fun little opportunity to create a little hidden mechanic there. All right, lots of money. Chance to spawn new planet when a planet is destroyed. Great. I would love that. More moons, please. Asteroids with electricity have kind of faded into incidental. It's nice when it happens, but it's usually happening because I'm going after a moon. And like, I'm happy to see the electricity arcing, but it is not my main goal. This black hole is thirsty, though. I'll tell you that much. Jeez. How much food do you have to shove down its bullet? 242. Bonus damage to planets. Here we go again. Definitely getting a bigger radius. I almost hope that someday in this game, the breaker just becomes as big as the entire screen. Like maybe right before the end. It's just this all-encompassing, you are the black hole now. Cool. That was a good one. Oh yeah, 300 mil. Totally. It's still not enough though. Oh boy, okay, 420. And then that's going to get us to a huge tier upgrade for the amount of money we get from planets. And that will shoot us up into the billion marker pretty easily, I think. Let's keep pushing through. This will be our the run that lets us afford that. I mean, I'm having a great time. It's very satisfying. I agree with what people said on YouTube. This would slay on mobile, 100%. Especially since you don't have to actually click. It's just, you know, tap and drag. That would translate super easily. All right, there we go. Planet mass. Thomas Jefferson, no mass. Yeah, we got yellow planets now. Huzzah. Nice. We're popping off these moons. Feeling good. Yeah, we're definitely zooming out. Like, the asteroids are teeny tiny now. Jeez. 500,000. Very nice. Not quite enough to hit 1 billion. Should we go for Comet spawn chance? Breaker always crits? Or golden asteroid bonus money scale to, jeez, explode that. Anything else at 1 billion we want to get? Just 1 billion? Nope, so it's going to be one of those two. All right. Should we maybe go for the asteroid money? I mean, that's just such a big jump. But at the same time, I don't know effectively how much money that actually is. Like, is it just a massive percentile scale on a very small number comparatively? I don't totally know. It's very difficult to, like, keep track of the numbers right now with so much happening all at once. And once again, number text, the money text is low contrast, kind of hard to read when it's quite small like it is on those asteroids. Okay, 1.34. I don't know. Let's see what upgrades we unlock. Comet buff duration, comet buff bonus crit damage to breaker. Okay, those are cool. Should have gone with the golden asteroid. That's fine though. It's fine. It's fine. We learn. We grow from our mistakes. We shouldn't take too long to be able to get at that. Should be fine. Oh, there's the asteroid. Okay, so now we're constantly critting. Nice. Love it. I like that because it's another aspect of, oh, let me actually pay attention to the screen and change what I am doing on a moment-to-moment basis. Once again, like we talked about earlier, it's kind of that sort of if old school Blizzard approached this, it's not about being super complex. It's just enough to kind of keep you engaged in a new way. We'll go again. I imagine we'll get to the point with those comments that we're going to be hitting them almost constantly on accident. Looking forward to that. It's going to feel great. Yeah, as much as I didn't like the moon mechanic when I first started, it is growing on me. Like, I am starting to feel very powerful as we have the ability now to, like, really slam those moon upgrades. Okay, 1.34 bill. Let's go to golden asteroid. So that should hopefully get us a whole lot more money. 14 million for that. I think that's going to be a good increase overall. We were getting like 600 to 700 million per outing. So I'm hoping for that to be a decent amount bigger this time. $21 million on one of those golden asteroids. Nice. Okay, let's see what the payday here is. 1.25 billion. Excellent. We got $1 billion. Earn $1 billion in a session. 84.2% of players. We are climbing those ranks. Buff bonus crit damage. Sure. And then planet mass. There we go. You know, I've always really hated that little intro couple of seconds while a level loads in these micro incrementals. Here, I'm actually kind of appreciating it because it's giving me a little bit of time to scout out where do I want to put my mouse cursor to start off with. What's my little like mini strategy? Where's a nice red planet density with some moons that I can go after to kick off my hit abilities really quickly. Kind of interesting how things that annoy you in one type of game can be quite beneficial in another type of game. Let's go planet mass. I'm not really struggling too much with duration of these suckers. Like, I feel like we're kind of almost constantly having one going. I guess it's probably maybe less than half the time. It feels like a lot more than it probably really is. And I like that the asteroids and the electric asteroids haven't become so worthless that they're completely forgotten about. Like, if I see a good cluster of things that's close to where my cursor is, like, I'm still gonna go for it. It's still helpful. It's still beneficial. It's just not my primary focus. I think it's really good. Get more planet mass. Ooh, we got blues. Number go up more. Unlock 100 upgrades. Thank you very much. That's the most 100th of something that I've done so far today. I don't think I've done anything else 100 times today. Maybe check Reddit, but you know. We gotta aspire to some sort of things. All right, great, love it. How much was that? 3.79 billion. Not too shabby. More asteroids and planets. Gosh, I guess I do want that. Let's get more duration and more damage. Feed the black hole. I feel like we're starting to get close to the end of the planet section of the game, right? Like, we're into blues now. So if it's going to follow the same pattern as asteroids, where purple is the highest tier before you start kind of moving on to other things, I think we're getting kind of close to see what's next. 5 billion on that, not too shabby. More golden asteroids, more damage. I don't want to quite get this because I just barely bought more golden asteroid scaling. I kind of want to get that last. Feels like I'd be kind of shooting myself in the foot if I massively increased how much golden asteroids give me and then make it so that there's fewer asteroids. Unless I just don't understand the system and maybe that's not what happens. Maybe the asteroids that would convert are specifically not golden asteroids. I don't know. I could maybe see that being the case, but if so, the game does not tell you that in any way. Yeah, that felt like a good run. We were definitely outpacing things. 3.72, not as good as other runs. I'm actually kind of surprised. More golden asteroid bonus crit money scale, and then a mysterious edge. Ooh, are we going to start hooking up over here? I don't feel like these asteroid bonus scales are actually giving me a whole lot. Like, I'm seeing 14 million, 42 million. It's roughly in line with what we've been getting in the past. Hey, Patrick! So good to see you, friend. It has been a minute. How have you been? We're doing very well. Thank you for asking. Family's doing great. Junior Dev is learning how to talk. It's crazy. Yeah, things are going really well. We're just moving forward and having a great time checking out everybody's work. And planet mass. Okay, and that's probably when we're gonna want to upgrade up again. Yeah, thanks for coming in and saying hi, Patrick. Good to see you. Hope you've been doing well. The moons. The moons. I need those moons. Oh, is that why they say moons are made out of cheese? It's like a cow moon. That's how you can tell it's late where I'm at. I make bad jokes like that. This is good though. I mean, like, we're definitely crushing it. We definitely need some more spawns in here. 4.65, love it. Sure, we'll go for that. We'll convert more asteroids to planets. I mean, that's gonna give us more moons theoretically, right? Hopefully that offsets the loss of the golden asteroids. Being able to have more reliable access to moons. Although we are getting some bad spawn patterns here. There we go. That's getting better. Nice. There we go. Get the crits. Love it. A rainbow is also such a great visual metaphor for crits, right? It's like rainbows are either crits or invulnerability. And either way, they're fantastic. Been good as well. I'm glad to hear everything is fine. Yeah, it's been great. Thanks for asking. Thanks for coming in and saying hi. Money from golden asteroids was 862 million, which I guess is actually not a ton, to be fair. 862 million out of like 7 billion. Like, that's, you know, a respectable percentage, but it's not make or break by any means. We just upgraded planet mass, so we're seeing a lot more blue planets than we had before, and we're getting some purples. All right. The king in the woods would be thrilled at the amount of purple on this screen. Gotta head off to the Mirewood real quick. All right. Yeah, definitely feeling pretty powerful here. I still wish I had, like, I know we have a good readout at the end of a level, and that is a big deal to help me feel like I've, like, done a lot. I still really want some, like, counter in the actual round to show me, like, 13 billion. I felt like I was probably getting a lot more money, but I didn't really know until I got here. And so by having that counter somewhere, man, it would feel so great to be able to see, oh my gosh, look how fast it's going up. And then you're kind of getting your attention split, and it creates this great moment, right? I'd love that. Okay, golden asteroid bonus crit money scale or normal bonus money scale. Sure, we'll do normal. And more planet. Let's go for more planet mass after that. I'm starting to hit a point where my interest is dipping a little bit because we've just been kind of getting linear increases in some power, and nothing is feeling super strong or unique. And this is like the first time in the entire game I felt that way. And that's not to say it's bad pacing. It's just to note, like, this is a point where I am reaching that, and I'm curious if other people are reaching it at that point as well. If so, as a designer, you can say, well, do we want to manipulate that moment at all? Or do we want to keep it the same? Because we feel it's like an important thing to break through, and then you get to the juicy, really good upgrades, and like all of a sudden, once again, right? Dramatic tension arcs. More damage. Because we are, you know, it's taking a little bit to crack these purple planets. Turns out the Hulk's pants are tougher than the Hulk's skin. So, figure that. Guess that's why there's always at least some of it left, right? That makes sense. Sick. We're getting some good moon chains here. This is great. We've had lots of moons, lots of comets. Nice. That was a good one. That was a really good one. 15 billion? Yeah, that's a record. Okay, more planet mass. Absolutely. I know it's going to make it tougher to... Jeez, electric asteroid damage from 6 to 306? That's an increase, you could say. We're out of green planets. No more green planets. Only blue and purple. Okay. Very cool. I do worry a little bit about my damage numbers being able to keep up with this to provide a good income, but we'll see what the final score is. Okay, building up the moon chain back. We had a rough dry spell there for a second. All right, what did we get to? 33 billion. Yeah, that's fine. Won't be upset about that. Getting some big buffs on electricity. Let's see how that kind of impacts things. Crit, get more moons. I'm definitely feeling like the black hole, right? As I'm gathering up these moons, gathering up the asteroids, I am starting to feel like the black hole. This guy here is feeling less like the black hole, right? As everything becomes more visually interesting around the reticle as the player, and I am eating things actively, not just breaking them. It's being this interesting progression, and I'm curious to see if that, like, actually continues, and if there is going to be a, like, hey, look at me, I'm the black hole now sort of moment. Maripon, so good to see you. I will get an extra hat here in just a minute. Welcome in, friend. How you been? Black Toke. You owe me a hat from last stream too? Oh man, really? All right. One. Oh. This one hasn't been picked for a long time. I need to go through our layout and see if, like, these can even be grabbed, or if there's they're not added or something. All right, there you go. Just for you, Maripon. Welcome in, friend. So good to see you. How's the family doing? I believe I'm remembering this right. Didn't you have a little one a little bit ago? Up to about a year ago at most? You did? Yeah, okay. So how's the family doing? Everyone doing all right? So good to see you. Thanks for stopping in. 3 months now. Okay, so much more recent than I was afraid it might be. That's great. Love it. Super happy for you guys. 3 months. So, like, you're kind of maybe hoping for better sleep habits somewhere around the corner. It's like, you know, you're looking down the finish line at it, maybe. Oh, that's great. 42 billion. Chance for a comet shower. Jeez. All right, let's just pick up all these upgrades. Move on. Lots of electricity upgrades, and I believe a damage upgrade. Electricity back to doing great work for us. Holy crap. Okay, this is fun. So we're kind of bouncing back and forth between these different, I want to say builds, but just like options to take. That's fun. It's fun to kind of be constantly reevaluating. Oh, shoot, this is like all of a sudden really good. I should go back to it for a little bit and then see how I kind of scale out of that and move into the next version of things. That's nice. That's a nice little back and forth to keep these old mechanics still relevant. I like that. Yeah, I like that pacing a lot. Cool. Slightly, I do the handoff to the waifu at 2 a.m., then I go and sleep with my 3-year-old in the main bedroom, and the waifu sleeps with the 3-month-old in the other bedroom. Oh. Heart goes out to you, man. Heart goes out to you guys. That's a rough thing to navigate those early years. I feel ya. Junior Dev, who's close to 2 now, he still is having a lot of struggles at night, and it is really frustrating that multiple times a week he's getting up at night and It's like getting to the point now where you can't just like change him and he's okay. He's getting old enough where that's not enough. You have to like sit with him for an hour until he can kind of calm himself down and be ready for bedtime again. It's tough, man. Gotta get that nappy time in for sure. Let's go bigger radius. That sounds like a good plan. Okay. Popping lots of stuff. Not getting any meteors yet on this run. That's a bummer. There's one. Still no meteor shower. That first one that we got was crazy. We had like 10 of them all loaded up. I don't know exactly how they stack. It didn't seem to really increase duration all that much. I think they can overlap in their duration, but I might be wrong. Okay, we're getting a bajillion dollars from this. Holy cow. Jeez. Oh, sheesh. Ooh, size 19. We got 79 billion. If my son doesn't get his nap in, then he gets overtired and will have night terrors and wake up with a nightmare. Yeah, totally. Since we've made sure that he gets his naps in, he sleeps through the night all the way through without issue. Nice. Lets me quietly game dev through the late night. Good for you. Good for you, man. That's great. It's so tricky trying to figure out, like, what does this kid need? What are their internal clocks that they're working with? And every time you have a new kid, you just, like, you reset that whole, like, none of the knowledge transfers over. It's deeply frustrating. You have to start over every single time. It's like hardcore mode, you know? There's no restart at the checkpoint. There's no applying what you've previously learned. You gotta go through the whole thing all over again. Parental units, game dev, yeah. Totally. We are getting stuff done here. We are the galactic zip popper here. Yeah, I think more spawns would be good. More asteroids would also be good. More radius would also be good. Oh, these are all really good. We need more spawns. Yeah. We keep running out of planets, which means we run out of black holes. It's causing problems. So if we can more fully continually have a supply of planets and therefore moons, then I think we'll escalate pretty quickly. Like, every time we run out of moons, it's a huge loss of momentum. Yeah, like, this is going really well here. Ooh. More spawns. And what's that? More damage? Yeah, sure. More damage. Because, you know, if we're able to get to the point where we're cracking these planets in one tick, then all of a sudden the moons are a lot easier to maintain our momentum for. That's the huge problem with it right now, is waiting for 5 ticks or so in order to get one moon, and it just, ooh, we got to 20, nice! Black hole must grow! Grow the black hole enough times in one session to reach the black hole must grow milestone. 73% of players were definitely getting into the elites. Not gonna brag. We're getting high up there, though. Cool. Interesting using the cross for total damage this milestone. 25,000 objects destroyed. That's crazy. That's some Vampire Survivors level craziness. Cool. We just got a ton of money, not enough for this other stuff. So we'll just like buy a bunch of upgrades. More asteroids, more meteor showers. Sounds great. Cool. We should have way more stuff on the screen now. Oh, look how far zoomed out we are. This is like getting into Spore type stuff. Oh man, I'll never forget that E3 trailer where they say, yeah, you start off as the single-celled organism and then you grow into an organism. Wow, that's so cool. And then you like build your creature. And then after you build your creature, they turn into a tribe. Oh my gosh, you zoom out more. That's so cool. And then after you build a tribe, then you turn into like a 4X city builder and a nation builder and you conquer your planet. Like, wow, that's amazing. And then they say eventually you zoom out even more and you go into the planetary view. And I remember hearing the shock on the audience's voice of just, I can't believe that there's even more. And you go into that interstellar travel, and it was this incredible moment. Oh, man. And then you get Robin Williams coming on to play the game and have fun with it on stage for everyone and make wacky, stupid monsters and everything and make voices for them. Ah, those were simpler times, man. Those were good days. Ah. I miss those days. Those were good days. And then Spore came out and it like, you know, most of it was not that fun. But the creature stuff was still fantastic. It still blows my mind that there haven't been any real successors. There have been a couple of like little projects here and there, but I don't think anyone's really built a Spore competitor since then. Okay, let's go for that so we can see what upgrades we can get here. Number of asteroids upgrade again. Sure, like we're zooming out so far now that it's actually becoming a lot less dense. We do need to crank that up. Cool. 113 billion in one go, not too shabby. Yeah, more asteroids, more radius, and upgrade options. More chance for comet showers, moon buff scale for break race. I mean, we could definitely go for that a lot. We've got a lot of moon scale upgrades sitting on the table. This does get crazy though, man. It's getting to a much bigger scale than I expected. That's a great feeling to have. When you feel like you're getting way more in a game than you expected there to be, that's a good space to be at. Yeah, it is kind of mesmerizing too. It's almost like a lava lamp, you know? For the kids, lava lamps were things that college students used to put in their dorm rooms to like get stoned and look at back in the 90s. Crit damage with 50% crit chance. I mean, we have like the meteors that does feel a little bit wasteful, but it's not bad to have a good backup plan when the game just isn't sending us any comments. Jeez. You're detonating galaxies here. in me. Woo! We're growing. We're growing that hole. Whew! 318 billion. Shiny. Okay, great. Let's pick up these that we've kind of left scattered. That's gonna give us a much bigger radius. That was like 4 radius up. Golly, look at that. Yeah, I would love more damage buffs, for sure. Just once again, every time we lose the moons, it's such a harsh feeling momentum reset. Jeez. This is going to be another big money run. Holy cow. Woo! 374. Going good. Definitely feeling good. Gotta send a quick message to WifeQuest. There we go. Okay. Planet mass. Yeah, more money. Sounds like a good plan. Upgrade planets to stars, and there's the next tier. Okay. We've got everything up at the deep purples now, right? Okay, so the theory was true, that deep purple is the end of... Right, which makes sense. You're progressing through the rainbow, they run out of colors. Let's move on. I do love this very subtle zoom out that's been happening over the course of the game. Really nice. The runs are almost like getting too long now, you know? I'm almost looking... Oh, there we go. My favorite space movies milestone. Grow the black hole enough times in one session to reach the my favorite space movies milestone. Cool. Great. So we're at 3 out of 7 of those. Love it. We got a crap ton of money. Let's... Yeah, sure, we'll get the stars because the next upgrades are about stars, so... Chance to add time when a planet is destroyed. Jeez. Spawn new star when a star is destroyed. Add time when a star is destroyed. Star size. Mass. Electric stars. Yes. Immediately buy. Electric star crit damage chance. Max chains and damage. Okay. Upgrade asteroids to planets. Holy cow, it's a lot more asteroids to planets. What upgrades do we see here? Radius, electric star damage. Let's get more star spawning. More breaker damage. It's less exciting, but pretty important. All right, so we've got stars now. Woo! Shine bright. Destroy a star. Ooh, that was an electric star. That was a cool effect. Nice. Yeah, that sort of red Sith lightning on there. Very cool. I love that it's not the exact same effect, just repeated again. That's nice. That's nice. Woo! 1 trillion. Earn 1 trillion in a session. 64.5% of players. Electric star damage. Chance to fork. Yeah, let's grab that. As we saw with the asteroids, when you get electricity popping off, it does a lot of really good work for you. The asteroids are getting so small that you almost can't even target them. They're just itty bitty little guys. It's all about just you happen to hit them when you're going for other things. All right. Yeah, let's get a lot more moons. Moons are becoming more and more important. We're getting a replacement for electricity now. I need the moons. Okay, cool. I like that we're not spending quite as long in each run. I don't know exactly what is causing that, but it's nice. The end of the planets wave was starting to feel pretty intense. Yeah, more star spawns. Not like in the eldritch horror sense, but in the nice, let's crack this open and you know, unleash electricity across a couple dozen planets and blow them up. I guess in the eldritch horror sense, you know. Just not the ones that come from Relia. Wow, out of time already. Goodness. Breaker speed, electric star max chains. Those will both be very worthy upgrades to get. Number go up even more. Unlock 150 upgrades. Jiminy. That is a lot of upgrades. Tennis balls for all the crits. Perfect. Hey, Queen Anne! Good to see you, friend. Welcome in. How you been? All right, 2.43 trillion. Nice, very good. I'm hoping for even bigger expansions with the way this is going now. All these upgrades that we're getting. Breaker radius, yeah, that's good. Welcome in, Queen Anne. Good to see you. Thanks for stopping by and saying hi. Hope that you've been going well and your projects have been going all right. Projects are great, good. Glad to hear it. Glad to hear it. More mass. More mass. Going to be writing a lot tomorrow. Excited for that. Very nice. Is this writing for a game or just writing for independent reasons of a game? That's great. I've found quite a lot of joy in writing recently. Thank you for sharing that you're diving in. This one's for the game. Nice. Very cool. There's something about putting words to a page that can be really empowering in a lot of ways. More moon buffs. Oh man, I wasn't expecting to see that. Cool. I agree it's a lovely thing. Yeah, totally. All those moons. Yum, 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 moons. So the question is, are we a black hole, or are we actually a cosmic hungry hippo? These are the sorts of questions that the mainstream corrupt media won't ask. They're too cowardly. You're getting it here because I care about you. Bonus damage to stars. Definitely take that. And if we are a hungry hippo, is it any relation to the turtle and elephants from Discworld? You gotta ask these questions. We're slowly climbing up the money scale. Ooh, 30 to 80% chance. So now we're at an 80% chance of meteor shower. That's gonna be huge. Getting us into that crit space for much longer. Definitely not upset about that. Although we have literally not seen a single meteor this entire time. There we go. There we go. Jeez, look how tiny those asteroids are now. It really, like, at this type of scale, it really is starting to feel like that kind of spore sense of progression. Okay, what do we get here? Let's just finish out that whole branch. And I like the different colors for the different sections of upgrades. It's nice too. You're off to bed. Okay, good night, Endo. Good to see you. Thank you for hanging out. I cannot wait to test out your project, and I'm forgetting the name. I know it's Echo something because I remember the story you told me about it. I just can't remember what the second word is. I'm deeply excited about checking it out. Thank you for stopping by and hanging out. Looking forward to getting to that very soon. We got yellow suns now. Anatomically correct suns. Superman enhancing suns. Whew. Session timer. Okay. Great. Bonus damage. Let's get new stars. Extra new stars. Yeah, I'm desperately hoping for more electricity upgrades for the stars soon, because we've pumped a lot of upgrades into the stars and they are just not really doing enough with the electricity to make it worth focusing on them. Like, I'm absolutely still focusing on the moons. And actually, it's a really good call making the moons as brightly colored white as they are. Just something that will contrast against everything else so that you can visually kind of pick it out of the soup and aim for it. Very good call. Very good call. Okay. Comet spawn chance plus 25% buff. Breaker always crit rate. Okay, so it's the same buff, it just makes it more frequent. Yeah, sure. That seems like a good idea. Star crit damage bonus. Let's actually go up in radius. Okay, alright. Feed the black hole. Yeah, so we're at the point where, like, we almost have 100% strong uptime with the moon, which is very good. Now we're almost getting 100% uptime with meteors, also fantastic. Definitely hurting for damage, because we still have, like, some planets. Most of the planets are taking several pops in order to pop. Oh, we got the next one. The Creator's Milestone. Rode the black hole enough times in one session to reach the Creator's Milestone. 61% of players. All right. 13 trillion? That's not like a huge reward. All right. Well, I'll take it, but... Great. Lots of upgrades. I think that was mostly just, like, things now spawn in more. When stuff is destroyed, a bunch of new things are spawning. Makes sense. We're definitely getting to that point where we are almost able to kind of clear out a level a little bit. Except for the stars, they're pretty chunky still. Cool. 11 trillion in that one go. Nice. Star mass. Chance to spawn laser stars. You had my curiosity, but now you have my attention. What is a laser star, and how is it different from an electricity star? And I need to know the answer. I'm genuinely feeling very impatient to get to laser stars. What is a laser star? That sounds fantastic. All right, we got Green Lantern suns now. Ryan Reynolds disavows all knowledge of them. Laser stars, laser crit damage, laser whip, laser. I mean, you gotta go for the girth, right? Oh, there's a laser star. Ah! Okay. Great. Love that. Very cool upgrade. Much better than electricity stars. That's fantastic. I almost feel like electricity stars should be replaced by laser stars in terms of the progression, because it does feel kind of more of the same, and then laser stars is just this whole big thing way out of left field that feels fantastic. Love it. That'd be the generic term for the Death Star. It's we have Death Stars at home is the laser star. Okay, cool. Love it. Love upgrading that. Very exciting. Okay, let's keep going. Yes. Good. Give in to the hatred, and soon your journey to the laser star will be completed. That's no moon, that's for sure. Definitely not moons. Cool. Very satisfying. Big fan of the laser star. More width, absolutely. It's cool. It's almost like making me not care about how big my breaker is, and I'm now more concerned about how big the laser is. That's cool, right? All of a sudden, my priorities of my upgrades in what I'm kind of trying to think about and plan about have shifted dramatically. Love that. Great. Big, cool upgrade. Sweet. Love it. And I'm not like getting a ton more money than I used to. I'm only at 17 trillion. It's not like a huge jump, but it is a very big jump in satisfaction. It's like I slapped the game with a leather glove, demanding satisfaction, and it gave it. And it worked. Boom, look at that. Wow. That's so cool. And it's such a simple effect too. Like there's nothing fancy going on with that laser. It's just a colored rectangle smashing into the screen. Yeah, it's got like 2 stages, a tiny amount of tweening, but like very simple effect that they're leveraging to a lot of that they're very simple effect that they're leveraging to a lot of effect, right? Effect. Anyways, you get what I'm saying. Okay. More mass. So we were at green. Yeah, we're starting to get blue stars. Very exciting. is good. Those lasers are doing a lot of work, picking up a ton of moons for me. Although I am starting to, like, slow down on the moons. Maybe I need to be focusing a bit more on them, or I don't know. It's a little bit weird. Like, we can't really keep them up very often. Maybe because I'm spending so much time trying to get the space lasers going that they just expire. Whew. 32 trillion! Yes, please. Absolutely. Electric Star Max chains, chance to fork. Now we're buffing up the electricity side of things. Cool. I'm not gonna lie, all I really want for Christmas are space laser upgrades. And damage upgrades, because, man, they're so hard to bash down. Like, I'm finding myself needing to kind of jump around a little bit in order to keep my moon supply up. Woo! Maximum moons up? Yes, please. Absolutely, I'll take that. So there is a max on the amount of moons you can get. Okay. That's good. Going ham. I'm a simple man. You give me a giant space laser, I'm gonna be happy. Which is saying a lot, because I'm not actually a big sci-fi fan, like, at all. I'd much prefer fantasy, but it's hard to fight against giant space laser. So it actually is going with the different colors of different size star. First was the red dwarfs, then it was the orange, then normal, and now a blue. Yes! Yeah, and that's been actually the same progression we've seen throughout this entire thing. So we started with red asteroids and progressively worked our way through the rainbow until we got to purple asteroids. And then planets, starting with red planets and then moving through the purple planets. Now that we're seeing the same progression with the stars. Yeah. I assume it'll be the same sort of progression with the supernovas that we'll be unlocking soon, if this is anything to go off of supernova percent damage. Okay, more forks, more speed on the breaker. Seems good. One thing I'm curious about is if the laser is affected by, like, the size of the star. Like, if it's a smaller star, would it be a smaller laser? And I don't mean smaller in color. I mean in, like, literal dimensions, because you can have very different sizes of the stars within the same, like, color tier. Ooh, that was a good final blast there. Ooh, laser width. Oh, man, I want it so bad. Number go brrr. Unlock 200 upgrades. My goodness. They do feed them to you pretty quick, don't they? I think this is one of the best micro incrementals I've ever played, where, like, Click and Conquer was fine and serviceable. I think this is a massive step forward in the design. You know, it's kind of up there with, like, Astrodal and these others that are very satisfying, that I feel that they do interesting things with the genre. Yeah. Very, very excited and happy for the team here. Okay. I'll happily blow up half of the screen when this... Oh, they're gonna start chaining, aren't they? Like, if they can get strong enough to detonate other stars, then I could see that just constantly causing seizures for anyone watching. Jeez. Wow, that's so cool. I love that so much. Oh, so fun. All right. I'm definitely at the point of the game where like I'm not paying as much attention to a lot of the upgrades. If it's not having to deal with the space laser, I'm kind of just buying what I can, but not spending a lot of mental energy on it because just so much is happening at such a scale that my brain has deprioritized the importance of understanding each of those little numbers and just like, okay, what makes big number go bigger the fastest? Space laser. Great. Go for space laser. If it's not that, don't invest cognitive energy. Your brain is a cognitive miser, and the brains of your players are far more so cognitive misers. You got to account for that when you're building systems out. It's not a bad thing. It's something you can plan for and help them to offload things that are no longer important. And that's what a lot of this like zooming out is doing in a way, right? It's offloading the importance of those asteroids. It's saying these are not as important. They're much smaller on the screen. You don't need to pay as much attention to them anymore. Even the planets are starting to get fairly small so that you can focus on the things that are being much more impactful and important to focus on. I think that's a really cool little lesson in psychology there. Supernova stars. Here we go. We're at the next tier. Let's see what these are. I don't think we have any quite yet. We didn't get to purple stars yet either. Oh, there's the... Whoa, okay. So they do a big explosion, a big circular explosion. All right, fair enough. Not gonna lie, not as cool as lasers quite yet, but we'll see how it goes, you know? Just from a visual perspective, they're not quite as impactful, I think, is the big deal. Whew. 52 trillion, love it. Let's go to damage on it, because it felt really underwhelming whenever it detonated. Like, it seemed like it had a good radius, it just wasn't, like, doing much when it did explode. This is so cool. I'm such a laser fanboy in this game. Holy cow. I'm loving the progression. Like, there are definitely some lulls in the pacing, but they do make these highs even higher, which we talked about earlier. I do think those lulls might stand to be shortened a little bit more than they currently are, but man, is it feeling so good. Supernova radius, supernova radius. Okay. More comments. Sounds like a decent plan. More star mass, supernova percent damage. Okay, cool. Let's keep going. Just feels good. Feels very satisfying. Into bed. Hope the rest of the stream goes well. Thanks so much for hanging out, Queen Anne. Good to see you, and thanks for chatting and saying hi. So good to see you. I love the popping sound effect too. Like, that's one of those sound effects that the popping that represents a tick of the breaker. That could easily be one of those sound effects that gets so out of hand so fast. But the variance of it is just a very satisfying sound. That's all keeping it from being annoying, which it really could have been. So well done on that design as well. If I have a testing version of the game in the next few months, would you want to look at that Encyclopedia? I'd love to look at it. Are we talking about the death game? Or your dice game? Either way, the answer is yes. I'd love to check out whatever you're working on in some capacity. Endless You, thank you. Yeah, Endless You. I'd love to try out Endless You again. It has been so long since I've tried a version of that. It was back when it was about like alien translations and stuff. There was no art for it. I would be thrilled to see the new updated version. I'm added in Black Hole Rose, sure. Working while working. Good to see you, Bear Like Lion. Thanks for coming in and hanging out. How's your hole doing? How's your black hole doing? My black hole is doing very fine, thank you. It's getting a lot of protein, lots of good minerals and vitamins. You know, we're taking good care of it. A healthy dose of chromatic space lasers, and it's growing. It's turning into a real boy. Yeah, thanks for asking. Hope you're doing well. When are we gonna get an update for Idle? What? Shoot, what's it called? Oh crap! I can never remember. Idle Survival Escape. When are we gonna see the next version of that? I want the other characters in that. That's awesome. I'll let you know when it's viewable. 9 till then. Awesome. Sounds great. Thanks, Queen Anne. Have a great night. Survival Idle. Thank you. Jeez. Getting a complete overhaul? So work in progress, but been focused on Surf. Very cool. I see that you've got, like, a pretty sizable user base for Surf. I was checking that out when I checked out Survival Idols, and I was kind of getting up to date on stuff. You got a lot of people playing Surf, man. That's like there's a decent player base there. We have the new UI and some of the new art in, but have to redo the shop and upgrade stuff. Very cool. That's awesome. Good for you. UI is one of those things that, like, it can be such a pain to make the time to build, but when you get it into a really good next state, like, it always is, it pays so many dividends for both yourself and all of your players and stuff. That's great. Good for you. Oh, more laser damage. Yes. Moon buff duration from 4 to 9? Jiminy. We broke 120,000 lifetime users, average about 40 players at all times. That's crazy. Good for you. That's gotta put you in a, like, really high tier echelon on Steam. Like, very, very few games ever published on Steam reach those kinds of numbers. That's incredible. Good for you. How does that feel to have, like, created that? 94% of our traffic is organic through Steam. That actually goes really in line with what Thornity was telling me a little while ago about this game, a game about feeding a black hole. They've had, like, a good amount of media coverage, and, like, that's done good things to, like, seed the algorithm for them, but far and away, the majority of their traffic has been Steam algorithm. Humongous milestone. Rad. What was that? 57% of players. We're almost in the top half. We're getting there. Only 1% of the player base has bought the game. Right, because it's a free game, right? I mean, that makes sense. 1% conversion, from what I understand, is kind of typical in that realm. And even these planets are getting so itty-bitty. But we're still not breaking them in one hit. That's crazy. Our damage is definitely coming through more and more on the crits and the effects rather than our individual breaker. Happy about a healthy player base for sure. Yeah, it's free to play with the DLC to unlock all the features. Sure. The player count started growing out of nowhere in November. Oh, wow. Interesting. Interesting. So Steam just like the algorithm finally found the right audience for it. That's really cool. More width, please. Absolutely. Over radius, sure, why not? We're starting to get close. We're getting up to the quadrillions, and that's going to be like that final branch of upgrades. I'm excited about that. We might play through until the end here. It's going to be a little bit longer. I wasn't planning on doing the entire mode in one night because I got work tomorrow, but I don't know. This is just being a gripping enough experience that, and we're kind of getting close. We'll see how long it takes. We'll see how long it takes for me to get to that point. Man, that supernova radius is definitely getting huge. Okay, just to add time when a planet is destroyed, laser crit damage bonus, breaker damage, moon buff duration. Let's get moon buff duration. I'd like to not have to worry so much about the moons and be able to focus a lot more on those lasers that are just detonating the whole screen. Yeah, we're definitely clearing the screen out a lot more now. This is good. This is good. We're gonna be a lot more money. Nice. 96 trillion? Yeah, that was a healthy increase. Yeah, more planets, or more stars, rather. It's a good plan. Starting with a healthy meteor shower. That's lovely. Nice. We're starting the Pink Floyd concert. This is good. Kind of crazy that we still have green stars. I kind of would have expected us to have moved beyond that a little bit more quickly. Out of time. Getting up to 40. We're almost at that next milestone. 4 trillion. Laser again? I think now with that supernova radius increase, it's going to be covering, what, 75% of the screen? Yeah, geez, look at that. That's nearly hitting every object on the screen. That's pretty good. It's almost at the point, and like the planets are small enough and moons are ubiquitous enough and they last long enough that I'm almost ignoring the moons to focus on the special stars. That's cool. That's nice. We're kind of hitting that next point. Game music is a vibe in this? Yeah, it really is. I'd be curious to talk to them about how they did it, because it does seem to be dynamic to the player's progress. We have this shuffle music option, and it seems like it has become more bopping as we've progressed through the game and there's more stuff happening on the screen, which is a nice touch. All right, more star mass. We'll just get some more damage. So we're past the green stars now. We don't have that minimum blue. So close to 41. So close to 41. Alright. This is getting silly. I can only barely see asteroids at this point. Like the golden asteroids stand out still fairly well because they're such a high color contrast. But yeah, the scale of all this is getting fantastic. Gargantua milestone! Nice! 56.2% of players! Got 500 trillion for that! Awesome! Laser whip. Immediately. Cool, we're all caught up. We can start diving into this last tree. Look at all this. Jeez. This is fairly expansive. Yes. Oh, I love those lasers. So cool. Yeah, we're so far zoomed out. We're doing so much stuff. I'm not really paying attention to the moons at all at this point. We've kind of officially moved past that as far as cognitive load of moons are happening by virtue of all these explosions. We don't need to worry too much about it at this point. Ooh, wow. Stuff is expensive. All right. That's brutal. That's a big momentum killer for me. I won't lie. I'm like, oh, geez. That's going to take multiple runs, and these runs are kind of already taking a decent amount of time to go through each one, and now it's going to be multiple runs per upgrade. Oh, that's a little rough. See how it goes. Game loop / timer on the game was a turn off for me. I can see that. Or a turn off for me. I can definitely see that taking it from like a cozy, nice experience now into a more stressful experience. Scale for breaker radius or speed. That's a big speed increase. Let's go for that. Unlocked damage, supernova % damage, star mass. That's good. Good to see that. The demo felt real grindy, 2 to 4 runs to get the upgrade I wanted. Yeah, I think they've dramatically improved the pacing from the demo, I'll say. The demo was like fun for me, but I was a little bit nervous to see where they would take things. Like if they were really going to kind of capitalize on some of the things that we're setting up. And I know that they saw so much success from the demo that they spent a lot of extra time on the game that they weren't planning on spending. And I think they've done a lot of really good things with that time. Like this has been a very rewarding, satisfying experience working my way through this tree. More moon buff. I think I just saw a laser upgrade. Absolutely, I'll be aiming for that next because lasers are the best. Oh, that's so cool. Oh, that feels great. Yeah, it's a shame that the supernova just doesn't feel as cool as the laser because it's the majority of it is just empty, transparent effect. Whereas the laser, you get this whole big blast of solid color. All right. Oh, man. Let's buy you. Cool. Feed the black hole. I'm glad we're at least getting like one upgrade per run. That's nice. I was worried we were going to be locked into now 2+ per run, or 2+ runs per upgrade. It doesn't seem like that's bearing out. It seems like we're picking up our income correspondingly. So we're at least getting one upgrade per run. That's nice. That's pretty rare throughout the game then, that we've had to not buy something on that upgrade screen. I think it's probably less than 5 times we've done that throughout the entire course of the game. More radius? Moon buff. Moon buff. Jeez, lightning is going crazy too. I just noticed how far that reached. Jeez. They've optimized this really well as well. Like, we've got a lot of objects working their way through the screen, and it's handling it like a champ. Like, I have a really good, well, I guess it's not as really good anymore. I've got a pretty sizably decent rig. But it's running really well. It's nice. More supernova radius. I just want laser width. I'm not gonna lie. Whatever. We'll go supernova damage. Sweet. It's like, it's starting to become this weird Rube Goldberg of explosions, which is so good. It's kind of capturing like those early days with Vampire Survivors, where just so much is happening that it's kind of awe-inspiring of, oh my gosh, I didn't know like games could do this. It's that same sort of feeling of so much happening, so much sense of power and change. It's really nice. Talked about removing physics for bold being a huge difference in performance. Interesting. So they're not being physics driven to circle and jump into the black hole. It's probably just like they're animating along a path at that point. Maxing out the moon buff, unless we get some new upgrades that we don't have any visibility of. Theoretically, the moon buff is fully upgraded now. I think Vampire Survivors has pushed so many trends forward that like optimization is becoming an art again for a lot of studios, where for so long we've kind of just coasted on really good hardware and we haven't had to optimize things very well. And now the demands from consumers are like, oh, we want like hundreds of things happening at once. And shoot, okay, I have to optimize. I've been seeing people doing all sorts of ways to make animations happen. I really don't understand the technology behind it, but there's this one really interesting dev that's been showing off their work on Reddit, where it's like they have a grid of color, and then like based on which color is active, that determines the state of the animation for the character, for the mob. So it's not like an actual animation in a traditional sense, and it's supposed to be like wildly more performant. Like it's this really bizarre thing. I think we're going to be seeing a lot of renaissance as far as optimization goes, which is going to be a good thing for those that don't like AI. I'm pretty okay with Gen AI. I think it has a lot of dangers we need to be very aware of, and we need to learn how to leverage it responsibly. But like, AI is pretty bad at doing stuff like optimization and security. So, you know, it's good news for those sorts of people, for at least a little. Make numbers smaller, make number optimization is fun in my opinion. It's pretty gamified to me about like make numbers smaller, make number sure, make number bigger. I totally get that. Spent time cloning Megabonk and Godot and got up to 10,000 enemies without frame rate issues. Look at you. Nicely done. That would be a fun project to do. Do a master copy of something like that. I really want to get into making some tutorial videos and get Hubstarter repos. That'd be awesome. Very cool. Multiplayer games specifically. Yeah, I mean, that's one of the tough areas that people just can't... There's not, from what I understand, there's not a ton of really great resources for that out there because it is so complex. It is very difficult. That's something that you see, I see on like the indie dev subreddit weekly is... I had to rebuild my game from the ground up for multiplayer, and I had no idea how hard adding multiplayer was going to be. And like, it's such a big thing to chew that having a structured way that people can kind of get into it a little bit in a smaller scale, yeah, that'd be really nice. It'd be very helpful for a lot of people, for sure. Especially with the prevalence of like these kind of co-op type of games. You know, Are We There Yet and Peak, all these things that have become such a big genre. You know, more and more people are going to want to be building stuff like that. If you build it with multiplayer in mind, you can easily make a single player game just an offline multiplayer. Sure, yeah, totally. Getting some more beats in there. Well, a little bit funkier with the music. I like it. Adding in some new instrumentals. Alright, there's laser width. Supernova percent damage. 70% to 100%. Does that mean it's just gonna completely kill everything inside of a supernova radius? Is that what it's saying? That seems like something we need to rush if that's the case. Yes, the lasers. Love it. Jeez. But making a single player game to multiplayer is a big chore. Yeah, totally. I think I want to do another run. I want to gun for that supernova, theoretically killing everything inside of it. That sounds like it would absolutely explode our progression rate here. It does seem kind of like the nuclear option to get you to that last little bit of extra mass to finish the game out with. There we go. We're past 1Q. No, wait, no. Shoot. Darn it. All right, that's fine. We'll do one more. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. Look how big our black hole has grown. Everything's fine. Upgrades. There we go. Big supernovas. Sure. More damage. Okay. So is this going to do what I think it's going to do? Okay, so it doesn't kill everything, but it gets 90% of things. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. I like it. I like that upgrade. Big fan. This is outrageous. Oh, man. All right. Sure, more damage. We've only got 3 more upgrades until we're like maxing everything out. I'm a little concerned about being able to top off this last growth of the black hole. See how it goes, though. I'm sure they've accounted for this, but it does seem a little bit far off in the horizon. Like, the upgrades we have left are not the highest impact of upgrades. Right. Yeah, I think this star mass is going to be probably the biggest impact of the 3 of those. Yeah, multiplayer is a big deal. You know, at the company I'm working at, we're dealing a lot with like streaming technologies and community features. And it's been eye-opening to me of just like how specialized and deep of a skill set stuff like streaming technology is. It's pretty intense, and it's made me just kind of laugh when I hear people say, "Oh, I can go build my own app," and I'm like, "Good luck, dude!" Like, it's hard for us, and we have some of the like founding engineers from Netflix working on this thing. Like, oof. There's a huge gap in engineering ability that was kind of invisible to me before starting this position. Okay, more session timer, and then upgrading planets to stars will be our last upgrade. That was really close. That was super close. There's our last upgrade. We got the whole tree. No achievement for that, weirdly enough. Yeah, we're doing just fine. We're gonna get this cracked really quick here. We have like 14 seconds left on the clock. The black hole has been fed. Ah, there we go. All right, a well-fed black hole. 53% of players. Made by Aarimous, Andy, Corey, Thornity. You've unlocked additional game modes. Go to the main menu to play a new mode or keep playing by starting the epilogue. Does the epilogue do anything? Oh my, look at all this. Oh man. I mean, we gotta get all the upgrades, right? We gotta get upgrades. Was that a full game run in 2.5 hours? Yep. That was the full main game mode. And there are 2 other game modes already available. And then there's like a dozen that are teased as coming, like a new game mode each day over the next couple weeks. So 2.5 hours is about standard for the genre of this. It's actually slightly on the longer side. So I quite enjoyed my time with the game about a black hole, and I'll probably be returning to it for these other game modes and kind of exploring what they are, especially when they get the roguelike mode in there. Then I'm really going to be checking that out. We might do a stream for that. Oh, God. This is where we get the 1 out of 10s. Oh, shoot. No Click and Conquer was also around 2 to 3 hours. Yeah, and this felt a lot better paced than Click and Conquer was. The last, like, 30 minutes to an hour of Click and Conquer was a bit of a drag for me. This felt way better in terms of pacing. Here's comparing my idle and incremental game. I think about leaving it open overnight. Yeah, there's like these 2 different broad spectrums or ends of incremental games, right? Where it's like this is going to take you 3 years of actively running it optimally before it is done. And then this other branch of like, you could finish it in an afternoon. It's been really interesting to observe that divergence. All right. Well, I may call it here, folks. This has been a game about feeding the black hole. Definitely recommend checking it out. It's a really interesting case study. Go see some of the interviews that Aarimous and Thornity have done, both on Aarimous' channel and other channels as well. They've provided a lot of really interesting insight and feedback. Lots of really good data to chew over and see how to manage not just the game development, but the like publishing side and the producing side. Highly recommend checking it out and reaching out to them. It's a wild ride. And pick it up, a couple of bucks, well worth your time. I'm really excited about these other modes. They're going to deliver a lot of value. And with that, I'm going to head off and go to bed. Thanks so much for hanging out, everyone. Really appreciate you. Thank you, Bear Like Lion, Thornity, Blades. Gosh, so many people. Afro Warrior, Cubist, Karazest, Prodigal, Mothman, Queen Anne, Jessica, everyone, Fuzzy, Buzzy, Endo, sorry, Jeff. I know I'm running. I'm not gonna get everyone here, but thank you so much, everyone, for coming and hanging out. It's been a great time. Great night, Bear Like Lion. Have a great night. Bye, Patrick. Thank you for hanging out as well. Catch you next time.